What is going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So today we have a major statue display update for you guys. As you'll see, there is no longer a mid-room shelf. The room feels 10 times bigger when it's gone. And from sitting down, you can see, pretty much any statue in this room. So, yeah, I'm gonna bring the coffee table back down low because it's great for like reviewing. So I'll bring that back down low once I get my next statue. For now, I'm just gonna leave it there. Eventually, once I no longer have statues, I'll probably just keep it empty just because I do prefer that overall feeling. Coffee table's not bad, of course. It doesn't block anything, and it allows me to put some stuff on there like remotes and whatnot. But it was kind of funny because someone commented on my YouTube video when I posted Khaleesi midroom. They're like, give them 1 week before that's gone. And they were right. They were right. It definitely was bugging me. Now, I do like Khaleesi middle room. I enjoy her. But unfortunately, I just can't do a statue mid-shelf. Or if you are, it has to be on the coffee table, and it can't be a super tall statue. Even like the Prime 1 third scale, that was bugging me mid-room. Like, it was definitely bugging me when I had that, the tree. If you're going to do anything mid-room, it has to be smaller statue, not too big. It makes me wonder, I'm obviously never getting the Queen T-Rex, but the idea was to put that right here. And that's a 5 foot tall, like imagine almost putting this. It's like the base is bigger than this nearly. Probably would have bugged me. So, yeah. But yeah, there's zero chance I'll ever get Queen T-Rex at this point. I'm just trying to get my money back right now. Just receiving excuses, though. This is the main room here. Let's, look at what happened. Now, if you are part of my Facebook group, Flankster Statue Collectors, you do get first-hand looks. And I posted exactly, freaking COA fell. What is going on. You'll see Khaleesi over there. We'll get to that in just a moment. Let's check this out. So first, we threw Alita right here. So check this out. So I do feel like Alita fits in this room for several reasons. So first off, she's an anime, and we have anime statues in here. She's a Prime 1 statue, so she matches other Prime 1 in terms of, quarter scale Prime 1, same detail, so forth. And thirdly, it's a silicone bust at the end of a shelf. Here you'll have technically Last of Us 1 right there, then the silicone. You got silicone, and then here we have another silicone, and then a fourth scale to separate, so it's not like that. Plus, I can't do the Alita bust right here because that sword would go into the wall. And we got that really cool looking poster up behind her. And she looks great. And the nice thing is, doing her here, it allows me to display the arm forward sword, which makes this statue super deep, but it is a really cool pose. I also swapped her portrait out for the non-red blood on her face look. I've never displayed this portrait, and it is a beautiful portrait. And that's her look 90% of the movie. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and display like this. I got the COA right there and the Blu-ray there. So we had to, of course, lower Horizon Zero Dawn. It barely fit, but we did get it. So that's Horizon. Of course, there's a annoying black bar that blocks that. However, it's not blocking like the portrait. It's not a big deal. So that is how we did Horizon Zero Dawn. And we basically just moved Halo and Gears of War into this display. Now, I don't have room to fit the Halo Master Chief helmet. But again, that is just a cheap plastic helmet I got from Halo 3 back when I was a teenager. So it's not crucial we display that. Instead we got Cortana. And then we displayed the energy sword behind him, and we put the Halo poster. So I really like that Halo 4 poster. I think that's the coolest Halo poster out there. So yeah, overall this does look good. Gears, Halo, everything. The problem with putting Alita here, of course, is now we don't have pretty much any video game space, like extra space. I even threw Kratos right there for now, but I think... I was trying Kratos here to see how I like him, and then of course I know I could put him here. I think I prefer him here versus there. It's not bad there, but I think I prefer it right there, so I'm going to put it back right there. But yeah, we're out of video game space in this, with Alita here. The whole idea was to eventually, do like God of War Ragnarok and move maybe even just Resident Evil 2 right there once Ragnarok comes. But there are other video game statues I definitely want. I want an Elden Ring statue by Prime 1. I want a Stellar Blade statue, ideally by Prime 1. You know, I know there's the 3rd scale coming out, which definitely will tempt me. But 1/4 by P1 with a really cool, like, action scene, you know, something like that or whatever, would be really cool. So, Stellar Blade, Elden Ring, Black Myth Wukong. I wouldn't mind getting a Monkey King final costume. Although with his head, they make it so tall. I've seen, like, some statues. That would probably be a pain to display. Maybe they give an option where it's like going down. But I'm such a big fan of Black Myth Wukong, so that's definitely a video game I want, and Final Fantasy VII. Those are like the 4 video games I really want. So unless you sell some statues, you know, all these displays are completely full. Last of Us 1 is going here. And we don't even have space for Zelda, you'll see why. But there's no space for Zelda. So, you know, really there's kind of like 2 ways to go about this. One, I could sell both my Zelda and just forego Zelda, which sucks because I do love Zelda a ton. Plus, you know, those statues are phenomenal. I mean, I don't necessarily need 2 of them, you know, and I've already had multiple offers on that Dream Studios. Like, the moment I mentioned I potentially would sell it, I literally had like 5 people hit me up making me offers, like very good offers too, a lot more than I paid. So I'm like, dang, that's tempting. So, you know, it'll be easier to sell that one. That one's easier to display, and I like the actual, like, Link himself better. What I like better about this one is the base is like 1,000 times cooler. It's 100% game accurate from Ocarina of Time, and it has 3 costumes. You know, so there's definitely a lot of reasons to go with Dream Studios. Plus, I got the Ganondorf on PO, and it looks amazing. And Ganondorf is actually really big. Like, he's a lot bigger than him, and he's a pretty big statue. You see him next to Vegeta, he's a big piece. So I'm thinking Ganondorf is going to be massive. So, you know, that was previously in the hallway. You'll see why it's not there now. But there's a few ways we could go about this. One, we get rid of all MK 1/4. Which sucks, because it's like, this wall's like freaking perfect. I love this wall. All Mortal Kombat, quarter scale. I got all the bosses. I got Raiden, Baraka, Scorpion, and MKX costume, which is like my favorite costume. He was my main in that game. I mean, granted, I have the bust, yes, but I do love owning the 4th scale. So it's really hard for me to consider selling Mortal Kombat, because it's like, that was the reason I got into collecting. I freaking love it, and this wall looks phenomenal. However, if we did want more video game space, if I was to technically get rid of all that, I could throw Dream Link, Ganondorf, and likely Princess Zelda right there, and then have space here for like Stellar Blade and Black Myth Wukong and Final Fantasy VII and Elden Ring. I would 100% have all the space I would need for all those additional video games. So I'm in a little bit of a pickle. I'm still trying to figure things out. That's the thing, you know, trying to perfect your display is really, you know, just trying different things. I'm not in a rush to sell any of like these statues that I may potentially list, you know, because I thought, should I sell Jon Snow and Night King? But I figured out, no, I don't actually want to, because I figured it out. So, you know, I'm figuring things out. I'm trying to, you know, come up with ways. Obviously, if I just wanted just a Link, I could sell Neo, throw Link down there. But I think Neo goes better because these are all like realistic, darker toned video game statues. To just randomly throw a colorful cartoon looking Link down there wouldn't look good in my opinion. I do think Link right here would look good because it's like the coloration and then it's its own separate garage shelf. So, I mean, unless we can find a different spot for Alita Bus, which right now I am drawing up blanks and I do not want to sell her. She looks amazing. Plus, I actually really do like her here. I feel like, yeah, that looks good. Looks real good. And she is phenomenal, so I don't want to sell her. You know, now I got 3 phenomenal silicone bus, like some of my absolute best in this room. I am going to box this up because it is sold, you know, and I'm going to wall mount that today, you know, hence I got my little bucket, so I got to stand up and reach the ceiling because that hole's going to have to be close to the ceiling. But we're just going to wall mount that. Anyways, so let's move along here, folks. So here was what I was kind of thinking. Now, of course, I could keep Zelda here, but I threw Grimlock here. Grimlock fits, looks good, and here's the thing. That Grimlock statue is 10 times better than that Link statue, or Ganondorf, or Princess Zelda. It beat all three of them any day of the week for me. Simply, it is way more detailed and cooler looking. So it allows me to put this little guy here, that, and then him. Of course, my camera's closer than my face. I can see it fine. Yeah, of course, we would move all that Zelda stuff right there instead and just, throw up a Transformers poster. And then next to him, I threw Snake Eyes. I can't fit both my G.I. Joe here, because Grimlock is a 3 foot, wide statue, but I could at least throw Snake Eyes, which is my favorite amongst the G.I. Joe. And G.I. Joe does fit next to Transformers. We're getting the crossover movie, so I feel like this does work and look good. Plus, him having like the wolf, it kind of fits the whole animal theme here that I have going. Alrighty, so let's check out the main star of the show, which is definitely something I'm real proud how I got looking. So first, you got Khaleesi bust here, top shelf in the closet. She fits beautifully. Perfect angles, and of course she's next to the Fell Beast, which is another dragon, so like follows the dragon theme. Got the eggs, see away, the blue 4K Ultra set for the entire series, and the Fire and Blood Targaryen plaque at the top. And I used the Shenron dragon to hold it there. Otherwise, I'd have to like wall mount it, but I didn't really want to wall mount it, and I think that looks really good. So yeah, that looks great. I kept that glass shelf here because I'm wanting to try two things. So you'll notice we have Khaleesi right here, and she's the deepest of all the statues. She has to stay there. She cannot go on this shelf. She sticks out about 5 inches. I tried her here, and I just did not like how much she was sticking out. I tried Fell Beast in the hallway, and I tried a different variety of just Night King with the G.I. Joe. It looked good, but ultimately, this is what I found looked best and worked best. Doing Night King by himself, because he, you can't fit the two guys behind him. And then Jon Snow, I had to get strategic on this one, folks. So Jon Snow is very deep. You'll see he's actually going into the Sauron shelf. Now, fortunately, Jon Snow himself is not his head is low. So I was able to boost up that statue. I used some old Blu-rays. And I had the back part of the base going into the Sauron shelf, and I just switcherooed that. And I was able to fit Jon Snow, because initially I was thinking there's no way I'm going to be able to fit Jon Snow. I'm going to have to sell him. And I really don't want to sell him because he does look good. He's a great statue. Plus his resale value sucks. And he's such a good statue. I hate when a statue's good and the resale value sucks. That pisses me off so much. But this does look good. And it gets me good angles of that entire Iron Throne. And then having Night King in the middle between the two thrones, I think looks excellent. So, yeah, I'm really digging this one, folks. Look at Gizmo just jumped up on my lap. And then you'll notice I put Storm Shadow there in that glass shelf, because he actually does fit. He doesn't, get in the way of anything. Gizmo, you got to get down, buddy. So, yeah, Storm Shadow, we're able to fit it here. We can see it. It's not the best angles, but I can still see it good. What I was actually going to do, because previously I had Splinter there, I'm going to remove all those parts and put Splinter inside that glass shelf, because he's a small piece. He's probably the worst piece of my entire collection. Well, one of the worst. And it, align with all turtles and then just have him there. So, yeah, I think that would work just to do Splinter there. So we're going to do that. Now, I have, as you know, the back part of Night King. And I don't want to sell it because I'm I would probably regret that. Especially if I ever find a different spot for Night King. And I'm man, I wish I had the back part. So I have two options. And I'm kind of leaning towards this first option, which is remove that glass shelf, keep one of those black parts, and just put it right there. I know the angles suck. It's more of just background. But the thing is, they're always kind of just background. The angles would suck. I'd only see 1.5. But at least I would, get to keep them. And it'd still be just him, just a wall separates, the freaking zombies in the back. Alternatively, you could keep the glass shelf here and put them top shelf. You would get better angles top shelf because here you have a bunch of bars. But I feel like that would look weird just having the 1/4 back there. I feel like down low works better. So I'm probably, I'm going to try it top shelf just to see what I think. But ultimately, I need to remove Khaleesi Bus and Fellbeast and put them in there because I don't want to sell them. I want to keep them, especially if I ever find a different solution for, Game of Thrones that works just better. So, I do like Grimlock and Snake Eyes in that hallway, but if I could come up with a way to bring them all in here, we could. Example, if I sold 2 Transformers, let's say, those 2, Optimus and Megatron, because those are duplicate characters. We have that Optimus here, and we have a Megatron there. Granted, they are different, but if you threw Galvatron right here, and that Optimus there, you'd free up that shelf to do Grimlock and Storm and Snake Eyes. You might be able to fit Storm Shadow with Snake Eyes and Grimlock. Now, I do have problems with that because right now, this all is scaled perfectly. And I still absolutely love those statues. But, Grimlock is a different scale. And of course, G.I. Joe technically is. But that is one way we could bring Grimlock, Snake Eyes in this room. He's doing them right there. Grimlock, Snake Eyes, move Optimus there, Galvatron there. That is one option. Alternatively, the reason we would want to do that is so Zelda could have its dedicated spot. I do like Zelda there, but Grimlock and Snake Eyes also looks pretty cool. At the end of the day, if I have to choose between this and Link and Ganondorf, these are way better. Holy crap, they're so much better. I might sell Zelda. I'm still figuring out. I ideally would like to keep at least the one Link to rule them all. I think I could forego the Dream, especially since the resale value is good. I could have a good amount of money in my pocket immediately. Right now, I message one person, boom, I have money in my account. And then you could just... Zelda would remain to purely props. Now, technically, if I remove that glass cover and everything inside, remove that, I could put a Link down low. That's kind of what I've been thinking. I'm like, well, I could technically fit a Link there. I don't know if I could fit this Link simply because that sword is long. Now, I am displaying the longer sword. I could get the shorter sword. I know for a fact we could fit him. He would fit 100%. The angles are not that great, but it does allow me to at least keep a Link. And I do want to keep a Link. I don't necessarily want to put a statue in the middle one because that's the worst angles. When you're walking up towards it, it's good. The middle, no bueno. But I could fit Link there. Right now, of course, you have that little poster there, but you remove the poster, everything inside, the front door, we could put a Link inside. And that would be my one solution to just have a Link. We wouldn't be able to have Ganondorf, and we would definitely only be able to have one Link. Here's the thing. I'm not going to sell Mortal Kombat right now for the hopes of potentially getting, all these statues from Prime 1. That's definitely not going to happen. I don't want to sell this and then just hope Prime 1 makes a Black Myth Wukong and a Stellar Blade. And we get the perfect Final Fantasy VII line. Until those statues come to fruition and I see them, I'm like, yes, I need that. I'm going to keep MK. That's 100% fact. I think at a bare minimum, we have to keep a Link. That one obviously has the better resale value, and someone offered to also buy my Ganondorf while buying Link. So the easiest solution is to just get rid of Dream Link. Now that Dream Link, of course, is the best Link out there. It's perfect. If I was to sell it, I would never be able to get it again for a good price. You'd have to pay thousands. And so it is a tough sale, knowing if I sell it, I'll probably never get it again. And it's so perfect. It is easily the best Link out there. So it's a tough one. It's yes, I could get good money, but it's so good. For an Ocarina of Time Link, the OG, one of the greatest games ever created, arguably, especially at that time. Link, Ocarina of Time with all 3 costumes, perfect detail and everything. So it's definitely a tough one, folks. So I'm going to have to figure this out. I'm going to try one of the links inside the glass shelf, see what they look like. You know, I mean, if we... It's hard because I don't want to necessarily sell Grimlocks. He's one of my favorite pieces. I love the snake eyes. I think this overall looks really good. You know, and it, you know, and it also just fits like realistic statues versus like cartoony Zeldas up top. You know, everything's like that darker, realistic theme, so it just feels more better. So, yeah, anyways, this is kind of what I wanted to update you guys. Kind of a longer video, but, you know, I do go through quite a bit when I'm doing my rearranging. I mean, I'll probably make a separate video on it, but I do a lot of photoshopping, just trial and error. I really think it through. I sit down and just think. You know, 'cause at the end of the day, I want, like, the best looking possible collection, the best statues with my favorite themes and so forth. I am limited on space, but, you know, I'm making do with what I can. You know, it was definitely the right choice to remove Game of Thrones and Alita from that main room. And Hulkbuster definitely had to go. You know, that was, without a doubt, you know, I loved that piece, but it needed to go. I think Khaleesi fits really good. I did try Alita, did not like her in that spot. Did not like her at all. Now, technically, I could fit Alita on the coffee table in my main room just as a standalone. Alita bust with the quarter. It's not super tall. It would fit. That would open up the video game space. You know, technically you could raise Horizon Zero Dawn again, throw all my Zelda right there. That would technically work. However, I do really like Alita here, and like I said, I'm trying to keep that room bare. Plus, if I am going to put a mid-room shelf statue, I think it's got to be the Neytiri bust. Even though that's a super tall one, that's a very special piece. Anyways, folks, let me know what you guys think. Feel free to throw a comment or a suggestion down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.